and thus we
Welcome
live
back to my
again.
wax museum.
Welcome back. Glad to accompany you for this final stretch.
We will persevere.
Hello.
And as soon as one of you guys verified the YouTube is working, because it won't tell me.
Let me check. Yep, it's working.
All right, pick up where we left off. I'll finish updating the stuff as we go.
All right.
All right. Pilot who saved my ass. F for F, Site-201. Hi, I'm Blackbox, researcher at Site-201, but previously Site-28. You might have been transferred, might have not. Anyways, back when a shipment of that ship from the Russians made it to Brighton Beach, we declared it a level 5 breach. Of course, we called in Epsilon 10, aka those hot shots who got all the hardware we borrowed from the US. You come in one of our helicopters, shooting at some tentacle flesh whore, and then managed to stick a landing on an elevated train track. Honestly, chalk it up to me being stupid and gay, but I was instantly in love. I was inspired to write this because Site-201 is the all-important support site, and if you're not transferred, you'll be staying here. Get back to me and we can have a coffee or something.
I know you can see this. Hey, sweetheart. It's been nice playing around in your head. The medics, ain't they some shit? Just thought I'd say we got off on the wrong foot, you and me. How's about the two of us sit down and have a real, well, I can't call it a heart-to-heart, but give me a chance, doll. I may be taking up space in your head, but I can pay rent, if you know what I mean. Pop in front of a mirror sometime. We'll have a nice chat.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
What? What's wrong with that one?
Don't let Procyon Lauder
Oh
see
man,
this.
Scott Zolgo text in the self-belief. You dropped your wallet, Site-42. Hey, so you were a researcher who was needed somewhere ASAP due to an emergency, and you were rushing down the hallway to not waste time. While you were on your way, your wallet fell out of your pocket with about $150, your credit card, don't worry, I didn't look at any important stuff, some gift cards for Sonic, and a bunch of pictures of a very cute little golden retriever. Absolutely awesome dog, by the way. Hit me up when you have the chance. I'd be happy to give it back to you. I'm at Site-62, and I'm probably not going
You
anywhere
helped me
anytime
get my
soon.
experiments off the ground. Hey, so I was trying to get an experiment with SCP redacted off the ground, since that'll probably be blacked out. The big one at Site 565. Yeah, that one. Basically, the higher-ups kept on saying that it wasn't worth wasting D-Class on, and we didn't have any more to spare after the containment breach back in May. Then you stepped in, you ran the numbers, and got me enough to get my experiments done and then some. Without going into too much detail, the result helped cut the cost of containment down by 83% and got me promoted. I don't know if you fudged the numbers or there was an actual mistake, but either way, I want to thank you. Maybe we can meet back up and grab lunch from that subway just outside the site. Feels like the least I could do. I have lunch from 12:30 to 1:45 p.m. If our schedules overlap, you can find me at the table diagonally opposite the salad bar, probably wearing a Star Wars shirt. They don't overlap. Listen to me your schedule, and I'll see if I can work something out with my superiors.
I finally found you. You, a young cadet in your 20s, leaving with Mobile Task Force Beta 10, codename Time Hoppers, on a mission last Wednesday at 1700 hours. Me, the 63-year-old female scientist that passed you in the corridor. When I saw you, I dropped everything in my hands and just stared. I could not believe my eyes. I knew then that you were the one I have searched for my entire life. I hurried away, happy and confused, with a clump in my throat and butterflies in my stomach. I know it is inappropriate and probably will cause trouble, but I just have to see you again. Please meet me in the cafeteria on level 2, any day between 1200 hours and 1300 hours. I think you might be my father.
Got him.
Yeah, when you started going like slightly like flirty there, I was like, no, I don't think he knows how this
Beautiful.
one ends.
Nope, I did not see that coming. Nope. Nope. Would have made different choices. That seemed.
Yeah,
That
because like,
would've-
doing it that way works
I think
exactly
you
how
captured the
the
experience
reader
of
is
reading
supposed
it
to.
very well. So.
Yep, that would have gone back and required a take. I don't know if my voice still sounds like a fan blade to you guys, but I still hear everything like a fan blade. The quality has really just like destroyed the final shift tonight, it seems to me.
You
Yeah.
sound like a fan blade, yes. Sounds pretty clear.
Yeah, you sound like a fan blade.
Well, you all sound like fan blades to me, so it's probably my problem.
Probably.
Too much wax in your ears?
I don't know about that.
Oh no. Oh no.
Joke now.
Alright, so
There's this pretty short story I wrote recently that I could use for self-promotion things, but also for in the end game, and just want to
Get
like
it in
get
before
some
the stream
like
dies
SCPs
again.
or whatever. You know, it's all good. All right, sounds good. So I realized that this one can be read as a dialogue between two people. I'm gonna paste it in the vocal chat. It's a dialogue between Sophia Light and Charles Vox. Does someone want to read Charles Vox?
I can do that. Yeah.
Okay. You see the link I posted? It's written like a story, but it's basically just dialogue back and forth.
You know.
Yeah, so basically you'd read the first like line of dialogue, and I think we just won't read the dialogue tags, and I'll read any paragraph that's not dialogue. I think there's like one or two of those. Does that seem to make sense? Okay, cool. So this is the tale. It would make sense if that were true, but actually it doesn't make any sense at all, so good luck. And is set in an alternate universe.
Scranton reality anchor thing seems useful as hell. Isn't that detects and cancels out effects from distorted reality? Why don't we use them everywhere? In containment, maybe.
Researcher Charles Vox, fresh in his promotion to level 3 and boggling over new permissions and new revelations, looked at a draft for experimental containment procedures and tapped his pen on it. Mostly because they're dangerous. You can't see it yet, but PPE for this involves working a remotely operated machine in an isolated chamber. Power supply is totally disconnected until start time, so it doesn't accidentally turn on while somebody's in the room.
Maybe one
There's
day
a reason
we'll
we're
get a
not using
version of
them
the
with
miracle
organics.
technology
They're very
that doesn't
lethal.
also emit lethal amounts of ionizing radiation. But till then, screw us, I guess.
It's actually more interesting than that. Garrison's lab worked on this once. It's not ionizing radiation, it's a byproduct. There's this particular enzyme converts 5-amino-3-imidazole
Right,
carboxylate
this is
into
fascinating.
amino-imidazole. Wait, 4-imidazole. It's a precursor for glycine synthesis. Essential enzyme, all eukaryotes have it. That enzyme seems to shut down in the presence of a Scranton field.
Oh,
If you go inside while it's
Jesus.
on, you don't die instantly, but a few hours later, boom. It just stops working. I looked into the mechanism of that enzyme a while ago. We don't know what it is. Not too unusual, right? There are a lot of enzymes, a lot of mechanisms that are mysterious. Matter of time. The structure of the enzyme is also unusual. No similarities to other enzymes. That doesn't mean much on its own, but it is strange. There's also an entire genus of archaea, Methanosarcina, I believe, that disappears in a Scranton reality anchor field. Disappears. You can measure the mass difference. It's not a common organism. No real
What?
reason to notice, but it came up in a test somehow, and, well... You notice other things cropping up in sites that have installed the anchors, sometimes. Ecological disturbances, system failures. It's not just biology. Some colleagues have noticed text corruption in certain books stored near the fields. Books, can you believe it? They had to remove it at Site 80 in Kurdistan because it was reacting poorly with Aramaic, the entire language. Foundation physicists I've talked to haven't noticed anything. Chemists either. But one site partially collapsed after their anchor was first installed. And I don't know for certain why, but I have an architect colleague with a grant in the works who has some ideas. I can't tell you why any of this happens. All I have are guesses. But if you're wondering why these devices everywhere, or why these devices aren't used everywhere, well, this is why.
Bizarre.
Oh, I don't think they're side effects. I think the Scranton Reality Anchor is working exactly as intended. Science, technology, art, progress, they're not usually carefully reasoned extrapolation from fundamental truths, right? They're accidents, they're intuitions, they're lucky guesses. Anomalies aren't separate from reality. Anyone can do a ritual to summon a demon who grants wishes. Anyone can follow instructions to turn uranium into a nuclear weapon. So the FBI watches out for anyone purifying uranium, and we watch out for anyone summoning demons, because you have to specialize, I guess. And we can't actually contain Aramaic or glycine. So nobody brings that up, and the overseers don't ask us to try.
Jesus.
And we study something else and try to keep the world from ending.
This is why you put this
You see
part
what
of
I'm
the
saying?
experiment with the Scranton anchor in here, right? To show me? I think I get it.
Oh, no. I actually think the anchor would be a good instrument here. Let me know if you disagree. But really, this kind of stuff comes up all the time. The Foundation is just very good at making reality look coherent.
I actually had like...
Anyways, welcome to
I
level
was actually
3.
writing like an
The
SCP,
end.
like kind of with the same idea. Basically like a reality anchoring technology that like just went fucking haywire and just set like the Hume level to 1000, and like it actually starts like erasing anything that isn't like part of this like platonic ideal of what should be in this space at any one time.
Maybe humans are the anomaly. Dun dun dun.
Oh, I love
hate
it.
that trope.
Do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
Oh, no problem.
Testing.
you for doing
Do I
this
sound
with
like
me.
an
That was
asshole
very
who is
pleasing.
talking in a fan?
You don't sound like you're talking in a fan as much as you did before. The other thing, not so. I don't.
You sound like
You sound less like a fan.
you
There's
sound
still
like a
little bit of
salaryman
fan,
who's
but-
talking from a abandoned radio tower in northern Canada.
Still like halfway there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys sound absolutely... As long as I keep my mic muted.
That's
soon
probably
as
some
my-
sort of a-
As soon as I turn on my mic, everyone else goes to hell.
That's
sort
interesting.
of a hardware issue, almost certainly. But you only
Might
have
be a
what, like
driver.
30 more minutes. So
Well, I highly suggest
Could be worse.
See, Everett's is looking for 34.98. How does that look? Can you guys knock that out?
Let's see what we
take
got.
a look. 34.98.
I'm gonna go mute for as long as possible.
Oh, that's a fairly recent. No, it's pretty old, but it's only plus 15.
All
That's not a
right.
good sign.
Looks pretty long.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, it's the collapsibles that do it. Yeah, I think if we did this, we'd probably be taking up most of the rest
Yeah,
of
it
the
does.
stream.
Seems right. I don't think we can get that done in 30, especially with like just all sitting on the sideline. Sorry, Jack.
guess-
It's not gonna get in. We've already done like an hour-long skip tonight. It killed me. 4886.
Oh, which one did you
I could go
do?
one of-
It's a man who has worms.
Okay. I remember.
I can go with one of mine that's probably sort of short. Just let's see here.
Classic.
Maybe we'll do Edward James Almost. That'll work.
Yeah.
SCP-4613. I don't even think we'll need anyone else. I think I can do this on my own. Yeah, it's pretty short. I'll go ahead and get started now. SCP-4613. Special Containment Procedures. MTF Omega-17, Tears in Rain, are to use social media scraping software to determine the locations of SCP-4613 outbreaks. Any social media posts involved in an SCP-4613 event are to be archived and removed immediately. Once an SCP-4613 event is detected, cell phone and internet service to the area experiencing the event is to be suspended. After approximately 4 hours, the suspension may be lifted at the discretion of the SCP-4613 project head. The SCP-4613 project head must approve the entry of any individuals attempting to enter a location undergoing an SCP-4613 event, and under no circumstances are Foundation personnel allowed to directly interact with any SCP-4613 sufferers. Update. Tests involving SCP-4613 are to be suspended under all circumstances pending an update to these containment procedures. With a footnote that says, see Incident 4613-65 for more information. Description. SCP-4613 is a shared delusion predicated on the belief that Edward James Olmos, Edward James Olmos, hereafter referred to as SCP-4613-1, will imminently arrive at the location occupied by the sufferer. SCP-4613 sufferers are capable of sharing this delusion among others at the same location through the usage of the phrase, Edward James Olmos is on his way. SCP-4613 lasts for approximately 3 hours, after which the originator of the delusion will convince other affected individuals that the event was a hoax. Secondary sufferers will, if separated from the originator of the event, lose memory of SCP-4613 after the event ends. SCP-4613 events generally originate from an individual that fulfills certain criteria. This includes knowledge of SCP-4613-1's name, plus familiarity with at least one work SCP-4613-1 directed or appeared in, and the ability to communicate vocally. The SCP-4613 originator will often attempt to inform others of works featuring SCP-4613-1. The vast majority of secondary sufferers will become excited at the prospect of meeting SCP-4613-1, even if they previously knew little or nothing about SCP-4613-1. This will not preclude an individual leaving SCP-4613 affected locations, however. SCP-4613's self-resolving nature makes it difficult to determine how long SCP-4613 has existed. SCP-4613 was first detected by an automated social media scraping software utilized in other projects. Social media posts prompting SCP-4613 can attract others to an event and will persist after the event concludes. Uranium, you want to take the log here?
Yeah. Incident 4613-something. On April 13th, 2019, an SCP-4613 event occurred at a Denny's restaurant in Clifton Heights, Pennsylvania. The event was determined to be anomalous despite the fact that SCP-4613 was making an appearance nearby. Foundation personnel prevented access to the affected location. The SCP-4613 project had approved a previously planned test during this 4613 event. The test involved Foundation personnel persuading SCP-4613-1 to visit locations suffering from SCP-4613. This attempt was successful, and a Foundation driver transported SCP-4613-1 to the 4613 event. Once SCP-4613-1 was within 11 kilometers of the event, SCP-4613 sufferers behaved in a manner inconsistent with previous incidents. The following log is compiled from video surveillance throughout the location. Event log. 1:59 p.m. 4613-1 is 11 kilometers away. Work in the kitchen stops, and diners no longer eat. The affected individuals, 14 persons, between the age of 17 and 64, begin to seek out and collect any paper that is available. 2:03 p.m. 4613-1 is 4 kilometers away. Affected individuals craft origami unicorns with the available paper. None of those present have a history of training in the creation of such works. Once finished, they hold the unicorns and do not move. 2:10 p.m. 4613-1 arrives at the SCP-4613 affected location. He's allowed entry by Foundation personnel. Everyone present turns to 4613-1, places their unicorn on the nearest available surface, then immediately expire via spontaneous cranial inversion. Jesus fucking Christ. 4613-1 shakes his head, speaks briefly, and leaves. Following the incident, Foundation personnel transported 4613-1 away from the location. Continued surveillance of 4613-1 has revealed no further discussion of the event. Update. Observation of 4613-1 is ongoing. Amnestic treatment is under consideration, but not considered an immediate concern. After reviewing the footage, Foundation lip reading experts have determined that 4613-1's statement wasn't funny the first time. That's an upvote.
That's good shit.
Cranial inversion, I think, is the upvote line.
Spontaneous. You know, that was part of that was like I had Edward James Olmos pun title in mind, but then I thought up somewhere along the line spontaneous cranial inversion. I think it was originally it was sudden cranial inversion, but I went with spontaneous.
What would that look like? Is it just like full-on scanners style?
Load.
Just full-on scanners.
It's just a.
I don't like typically like make puns articles. Like if I want to make a funny article name, I just make it ridiculous. Like 4747, I improved my marriage by perverting nature, or how I learned to stop worrying and spit in the face of God's creation.
Those are both astonishingly good names.
Yeah. Or 4946, I think, is the closest I ever got. I had sworn there was an SCP called You Have Died of Dysentery, and then I learned there wasn't. So, like, I immediately knew I had to write You Have Died of Dysentery.
God, I don't even know what
you did it.
I don't even know what my I couldn't not guess right now what my favorite SCP title that I've made up has been. A lot of them are pun titles, at least a dozen, maybe even more than that.
Oh, nice.
An anti-pope and made him out of antimatter. That one's pretty good.
Oh yeah, that was a good one.
Just
Good
just
title.
called anti-pope.
Yeah, none of my titles are very good. They're very creative.
This is also
My very first one, which is a sentient severed hand called A Total Ripoff.
yeah, my first one was
good work.
the wooden movie prop, because it was 2013 and we weren't in the habit of making stupid titles yet, unless you were Roger, in which case that was when he was buck fucking wild.
Mine was Sentient Color. You can probably guess what the article is. We had not invented humor yet at this point in the Foundation's history. Or in the Wiki's history. Oh man, 15 minutes?
Indulge me, since
The
my microphone isn't
module I
working
used doesn't
anyways.
have a- What's that?
Indulge me, since I can't read anyways, and I'm just kind of sitting here so that the stream doesn't die. Read my worst article,
That's
which
fair.
is
Wait, you sound fine now.
3302. Do I sound fine now? Is it taking this long for my
You
microphone?
sound
to
all right
settle?
right now, yeah.
Oh my
Yeah,
god!
you sound fine.
I'm back.
Yeah.
What do I do with this
Oh,
power?
and all.
Welcome.
Let me see here. I'm just looking real quick
Okay.
through my various. Oh, okay. This one's pretty good. It's a it's a anomaly where a forest is like simultaneously treated like it's a person by a particular community. So it's both a person and a forest at the same time. And the title of it is "The Forest Normally Known as Vince."
God.
I don't get
I
it.
remember. It's like the artist formerly known as Prince, I think.
No.
Oh,
yeah.
son of a. Ah,
Sometimes
it's real bad.
I've noticed there's like a difference between like certain titles. Like I'll have like obsolete weapon system and a god for pigs, Sandochine, Lieutenant Pinkerton eaten alive by fucking spiders. And like I guess like it's descriptive, given that it's about said fictional character being eaten by spiders. God, I love that one. It's like I don't remember what start. Oh, I think I remember what started it. Okay, so I was writing my 001, and I like thought of this like one GOI to mention offhandedly, and so like as like most writers do, I end up developing it over like my 001. And it just like the concept is just like this. It's really weird. It's basically a bunch of hyperdimensional spiders who entrap humans using Orientalism, like just build these like Japanese architecture, not even Japanese, just East Asian architecture, but just like there's no attention put to it. It's just like a mess, and it's kind of their web. So then I thought, like, why? Why are they here? And so I just decided they're here to eat Lieutenant Pinkerton from Madame Butterfly. And that's how 4690 came to be.
I think by fixing my microphone, I cursed Dr. Sumerian to death.
Yeah, let's read 3302.
Oh, yeah, my worst article. Let's do it. This son of a
Fuck
bitch.
yeah.
This thing I wrote because someone posted about The Office on Reddit, and I'm just like, well, not yours, but my Office joke.
Which one is it?
3302. If I sound like a robot, stop me, and I will let you guys read this.
You kind of sound like
Sounds like robotic.
I'm going away. You read.
all right. Item number SCP-3302. Object class safe. Special containment procedures. SCP-3302 is contained in the safe containment storage locker number 86, Site-42 Anomalous Media Wing. As of February 16th, 2018, further testing is postponed pending Level 4/3302 approval. Description: SCP-3302 is a single DVD, specifically Disc 1 of Season 1 of the U.S. version of the television sitcom The Office. Notably, it is autographed by actor John Krasinski with the dedication, "All else fails, mug 30 degrees to either side." This is suspected to be a reference to a reaction locally known as the Jim look, named for the character he portrayed on the show. SCP-3302's anomalous property is manifest when viewed by human beings. From the point of the first Jim look onward, viewers will uncontrollably recreate the Jim look action every time they perceive a statement as unintelligent. This reaction would go unnoticed by the subjects unless brought to their attention. Repeatedly bringing this to the attention may cause non-anomalous emotional distress at their apparent lack of self-control. Anyone want to?
I'd be honored to read it.
I'll take the D class. Do you want to do Evans or you want to do the D class?
I can do Evans.
Okay.
Interview log. Subject D3086. Initial owner of SCP-3302. Interviewer. Researcher Evans. Begin log. How are you doing today, D3086?
I mean, at least the food's better than the swill they serve at the homeless shelter.
I'm glad to hear that. Beep. Oh, one moment. My shoes are on the wrong feet. But that's okay because I have 2 left feet anyway. Either way, I've got it right.
D3086 looks to the left of Researcher Evans. He then returns his gaze to Researcher Evans and continues the conversation. Yeah? So?
No reason. Our background check shows that you only recently became homeless. Can you elaborate on why?
You know, I really don't know. I had my life all together, but one day my wife just started getting mad at everything I did. It didn't matter that I didn't even say anything. She just thought I was making fun of her all the time, and she got so riled up that she kicked me out of the damn house. And I just kind of wandered around a while with the only things I could grab on the way out.
Yes, the possessions you were discovered with. Beep. Star Wars Episode 1 was definitely the best of the entire series. Wouldn't you agree?
D3086 looks slightly to the left of Researcher Evans. He then returns his gaze to Researcher Evans and continues the conversation. No, I wouldn't, but what's that got to do with anything?
Sorry, just a random thought. Continue, please. What happened after you were thrown out by your wife?
Well, I just kind of wandered around for a while, but everywhere I went, people would say 2 sentences to me and just flip out like I was some kind of jerk. I didn't do anything to them. Even your agent fellow who approached me in the soup line was kind of a jerk.
I'm sorry to hear it. Is there anything we can do to make your stay here more comfortable?
D3086 looks to the right of Researcher Evans. You mean in my cell?
Point taken. End log.
Addendum, February 16th, 2018. A letter was found underneath D3086's pillow, despite no signs of a containment breach. The letter read, "Oh my god, I love it when Black Box looks at the camera. It's so funny. I'm his biggest fan. I can't wait till you visit Black Box for Black Box Con." Indecipherable. Testing of 3302 postponed while the Unreality Department investigates the possibility and ramifications of extra-dimensional viewership.
I love it.
That's pretty okay.
That is the only thing I have ever cold posted successfully.
How many posts do you have altogether? I remember we talked about this a little.
5 whole posts.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Nice.
I have my audio SCP, my dumbass SCP, my really good cancer.
That's pretty easy, actually.
Actually, my tail is the only one that has a perfect score.
Oh, what's the total?
It was Ignorance is Bliss. It was that canon one that I had you critique. With the pattern screamers.
Oh, yeah, I totally... Oh, wait, no, that's the one... Oh, okay, yeah.
Pattern screamers.
It's called Ignorance is Bliss, and it's like 10,000 words. And it's
That's the one where I told you to shift... That's the one where I told you to shift perspectives at the end, right?
Yeah, and I was fucking jealous because that was the best fucking idea I ever heard, and I was so mad I didn't think about it. Because that one little paragraph shifting to third person was the exact most thematic, beautiful thing, and I was so grumpy.
Your response was something along the lines of, "Yes, that is excellent, I will do that," and also, "God, fuck you so much."
Oh, Lord. Hey, we are 5 minutes to midnight. The shift is almost over, guys. Do we have any final words we want for having a 24-hour stream of SCPs and raising somewhere around $600 for charity?
Now let's look at
In the words of Donkey Kong, Tron's rights. Okay.
Yeah, no, that's 100%
Preach.
legit. We are currently at the GoFundMe hit $605.
Nice.
And I got $10 worth of super chats beyond that, so that'll be a grand total of $615.
Oh, fuck yeah. Nice work.
What's my most upvoted article? That would be 952. Which
assume it's like a chat question.
Asked in the YouTubes, or did? Yeah, I don't have the YouTubes open, unfortunately.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's,
Was that asked to everybody or just you?
Just you, Rand.
Yeah, it was really fun. Especially since I kind of staked out the spot for like hours, just waiting for like the moment it was deleted so I could mosey on in. And now I have a Series 1 slot. I actually have 2 Series 1 slots, but one's a rewrite.
That's beautiful.
Really count. I have my own opinions about how that whole rewrite process is kind of a waste of time most of the time.
Yeah, honestly, the reason I rewrote Brainworm is because like I felt like if I didn't rewrite it, because I had an idea for it, if I didn't do it, someone else would just rewrite it and just do like a by the numbers rewrite to try to get a Series 1. And you know,
the problem I have is that most of the rewrites are mediocre. They're not bad, obviously, or else they wouldn't get approved, but they're not as good as they could be if they were just replaced with something new and like judged on those merits. More often than not, I think we could get more good stuff in Series 1 if some stuff was just gotten rid of instead of let's try and keep it to the original, blah, blah, blah.
oh yeah, definitely. Probably one of the reasons I like 783 and 748 so much. They're kind of like refreshing in the wake of like Series 1 crawls. Like, oh shit, this is a very Series 4 execution too.
You know, one of my greatest regrets on the SCP Wiki is when I very first started, I'd written 1 or 2 SCPs or thereabouts, and not just a Series 1 slot opened up, but a sub 100 Series 1 slot opened up, and it was open for a couple of days.
Oh, shit.
Was that?
And because I was still new to writing for the wiki, I thought, well, this must happen all the time. And I didn't bother trying to grab it. Like, just, it's so irritating.
Yeah,
like,
meanwhile, Thematics just swoosed the fuck in.
You got that one.
Oh.
Kate McTiernan stole that one. I think it was the one at the foot of the bed.
Oh god, that one? I thought didn't you join in like
2012 originally, but I didn't start writing for the wiki until 2014, 2015. Yeah, 2014, I think it was. Yeah, but it's like I finally got active in the community, and I saw a slot opened up, and I figured, what's the likelihood of it just happening at the time I joined up? I just thought that must happen all the time. No.
Fucking hey.
I don't know, guys. There were
Two,
tons
four,
of Series
five.
1 slots when I joined.
Yeah, I bet.
God,
When I stole 245, I mean, that was literally like, my first thought was, because there wasn't a rule against it, and this is how I operate generally. I just moved
Valid.
I moved an SCP from an upper slot to it, and they were like, "No, you can't do that." And I'm like, they're like, "Just because we said so, get it back out." So I spent an hour and a half.
Deleted, I'll be sure to reserve it for you.
Yeah, I spent an hour and a half and just wrote something to take up the slot until I had something better later on. Which actually, that article is
Maybe
rated,
less valid, but it seems to have worked. So
I think that article is actually rated somewhere above 70, if memory serves. It's a 2986. Oh, it's plus 96. So it's not I mean, it was written a while ago, but it was still almost 100. Probably going to go over 100 before the end of the year. That's something at least.
Yeah.
That's my placeholder one that I wrote in an hour and a half. So.
God, part of me regrets not joining in like 2011 because that's when I turned 15. But I at least joined fast enough to get a Series 2, and I will always feel smug about the fact that I beat Alana and Clef in the 2000s, even if I did not get the grand prize.
I managed to snag both a Series 1 and a Series 2, so I guess I'm happy enough.
Yeah.
What's really annoying, though? I actually have an affinity for numbers associated with 13 just because I think it's funny. Because people think the number 13 has power, so I like to fiddle with that. And when Von Pensier left the wiki, I had some pre-knowledge that he was going to leave, and I had forgotten that that was something that we shared because when we did our Straight On Till Morning canon, it was something that we actually shared as an interest, was numbers surrounding 13, and he had a bunch of Series 2 articles that were, something 13, something 13. But the one that really annoys me, and this is and especially since he actually told me he was thinking about leaving, and I didn't think to prepare anything, was 1313.
Yeah. I mean,
I didn't even look when he left. I didn't even look. So it was still open for like a few days, and I didn't even pay attention to it. And I'm like, God, I saw it go up on the thing, and I was like, no, that was open.
Fuck, man. Yeah, I find like all of my numbers are like, I try to get, it's weird because like, I try to get like significant numbers. If you don't mind, I can like pull up my author page and say what like each number means to me.
You and I have had this conversation before, actually, but yeah.
Yeah.
Because we were both talking about how we have an affinity for like certain things when it comes to the numbers.
2677 is my lucky number. 4952 is basically just, I have the 952 slot, I will not get that. 4747 just looked good. 4947, this is a rewrite of like the spiritual rewrite of the Entity in the Fault. So like, of course I had to choose that number. 3721 was basically just a joke because like it'd been compared to 2721. And yeah, 4690 starts with a 0 and there's 69, so double one. And I think like I either like get a lot of 5s or I get like numbers where all the digits are even.
Yeah, on mine, I just double checked. I have 17 SCPs that end in 13, which is probably more than most people actually have total SCPs. Come to think of it, but yep. And I think probably half of the remaining ones probably more than that. I'd say 90% of the remaining ones either sum to or contain 1 and 3 in there somewhere.
What about you?
Yeah, what about you guys? Do you have any? What do you do when you need to choose a number?
Oh, I had a thing going like many moons ago where I was trying to land a number in each like hundreds slot. But then that broke on Series 1 after I like only wrote 8 there instead of 10. And then I was like, fuck it. I think I named my entry for the series, or for the SCP-1000 contest. It ended up going in the SCP-1102 slot, which is a really bad reference to the Marble Hornets YouTube series, because the SCP was very secretly Slender Man, which is terrible. And now I just pick random slots.
So
I bet
have
Sherm
5
wants to go to
articles.
bed.
You really do. I'm like going to answer this question.
Maybe we should let you go to bed.
I'm going to speak my piece. I'm going to make the final announcement. This is the last thing. This is the ready. Here we go. Knock this out. 3086. I was born in 1986, and also all of my articles will always be stored at Site-42, because that's a rule. Because Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, that's why the 42 thing exists. 3086 is my original SCP because it's my birth year. 86, not 3086. 3302 was available, and it's D3086 in there because it's that way back. 27EX is because like it was like the year like 2700 BC that they discovered breast cancer, and the whole SCP is about breast cancer. That is my most upvoted article. It's cancer, and everyone's the most happy about it. Oh. 3802, I have no reason why I picked that number. No idea. But it's still stored at Site-42, so it's fine. And then Ignorance is Bliss doesn't get a number. Who cares?
You know why I chose Site-88, by the way? Was because Kill Bill is my favorite movie, and I just wanted to have some sort of a reference to it. That's literally the only reason for it.
Honestly,
Lovely.
I chose
Nice.
I chose 56 because I didn't see anything done with 56. And then like immediately after I chose 56, I saw several instances of Site 56. So
I am competing
Hooray.
with Site-42 with Cyan Truce and A Random Day, but I will not give up.
oh, yeesh.
Competing.
I mean,
Yeah, you're competing with ARD.
ARD has Avatar Dr. Desai, who is the site director of Site-42. And Cyan
Find
Truce...
everything together.
My author page literally has the statement at the bottom. Wait, isn't Dr. Desai / A Random Day the site director of Site-42? Yeah, but shut up. There is no canon. Whatever.
I mean, that's what I did when
Good
I
choice.
first was establishing Site-88. I looked up some of the articles on this site that already had it, which of course there were a few. Because 88 is also supposedly important for like in Chinese lore or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, it's important in a couple other ways, including fucking white nationalists. But I didn't know that at the time I created it.
Oof.
But yeah, because HH, well, crap. Anyway, but yeah, I looked up some other articles and I just messaged those people and was like, "Hey, do you mind me if I fit these into my canon?" And they were like, "No, I don't mind." And I'm like, "Cool."
All right, guys, I am laying down the hammer. We got to end this so I can go to bed. So, we fucking, over the course of this day, somehow raised $615 for the San Francisco LGBT Center.
Woo.
And that is way more than $0. And I took 2 days off work to plan for this stream. I could have made an amount of money, and we made more to donate than I gave up. So this was
Hooray!
a profitable venture. We did very good, and I'm only kind of choking to death. And so, you guys saved my fucking ass. I would have died 3 times over if it was not for all of you beautiful bitches.
Yeah, you should drink a lot of water.
Yeah,
For the rest of the night.
I don't think I've seen you drink water on the stream like when I was here earlier or recently. Oh, there it is. Okay.
Yeah, I've definitely drinking a lot more Monster and White Claw than I have water.
That was a terrible idea. You're just gonna dehydrate your.
It's a combination of awake and relaxed. I needed to find my balance, and water was
Fine.
This is how
Some sleep.
this is how Florida man rolls.
Boomer! Boomer!
Jesus Christ. Get
And
some
so-
sleep.
I'm gonna. I have been up for officially 26 hours.
Holy shit.
Dang.
Does
Get some
anybody have
sleep,
Appreciate your
man.
stamina, man.
anything have a final thing to say before we sign off?
Trans rights. Flint still does not have clean water. I love this community. No, I can't say that. Oh, hey, we got 2 more bucks.
Hey,
Weirdo, you rock.
And
I just wanna say
most importantly, I love my girlfriend.
Aww.
Wonderful. All right, guys, I love you. I'm going to bed. Get the fuck out of my room.
peace out, motherfuckers.
Go to sleep, man.
That's it.
Happy Halloween.
Site-42 says trans rights.
Woo!
Oh, good night.